Big news about Spider-Man in Avengers: Doomsday. Recent reports suggest that most of Spider-Man's action scenes in Avengers Doomsday will be performed by a stunt double instead of Tom Holland himself. This raises two major possibilities. First, Spider-Man will have a massive action-packed role where he'll remain masked for most of the movie, and second, Marvel Studios might be planning heavy post-production edits or reshoots to perfect his scenes. But here's the twist: the Russo brothers are in charge, and they never compromise on storytelling. Their goal is to make Avengers Doomsday even bigger than Infinity War and Endgame. And let's be honest, they won't achieve that by simply relying on a stunt double. So what does this mean? Spider-Man's role in Avengers Doomsday might be his darkest, most intense version yet. Could we finally see the most dangerous Spidey ever? But before we dive into how this will all unfold, let's rewind and explore Spider-Man's MCU origin. Remember, Peter Parker first burst onto the scene in Iron Man 2 during the Stark Expo, an iconic moment where Tony Stark literally saved his life. As confirmed by Tom Holland himself, Peter has been a die-hard Iron Man fan from the very start, always drawn to cutting-edge technology. Imagine this: while on a school trip to a high-tech expo, young Peter gets bitten by a radioactive spider. But here's the twist. What if that spider was actually a creation of Stark Industries? This theory suggests that Tony knew about the spider all along and has been monitoring Peter ever since. Tony's protective nature runs deep. He treats Peter like his own son, guiding him, reading every text, and even dispatching his advanced armors whenever danger strikes. This isn't just mentorship. It's a strategic, almost paternal bond that shapes Peter's journey into the superhero we all know and love. Tony even knew exactly where Peter stashed his Spider-Man suit. Now, that's a shocker. Tony, who typically ignores even the biggest calls, yep, even Nick Fury gets sidelined, shows an unusual level of care for Peter. Could it be that Tony indirectly gifted Peter his powers? Or maybe he made a secret promise to Peter's parents? It might sound far-fetched right now, but stick around. By the end, you'll see why I say this. This isn't the first time Tony's behind-the-scenes influence has reshaped destinies. I like to call it a sin of the father moment. Just as Tony had to deal with the repercussions of his own father's choices in Iron Man 2, Peter has faced the fallout of Tony's indirect actions in Spider-Man: Homecoming and Spider-Man: Far From Home. Think about it. Vulture turned villainous thanks to Tony's creation, damage control, and Quentin morphed into Mysterio because Tony's cutting-edge tech played a part. But Peter was different. A die-hard Iron Man fan since childhood, he chose the hero's path, dedicating himself to saving lives and battling villains like Vulture and Mysterio. In many ways, Tony became the father figure who guided him through these challenges, shaping Peter into the hero we all admire today. Now, let's dive into the sizzling theory of how our beloved Spider-Man could flip the script in Avengers Doomsday, or even be swayed to join Dr. Doom. I've got two compelling theories, and here's the first. Imagine if Peter Parker's parents were not just ordinary scientists, but pioneering innovators working for Stark Industries. Just as the Amazing Spider-Man reimagined their ties with Oscorp, what if an unforeseen twist in Tony Stark's evolution is deeply connected to their tragic fate? Instead of a cold-blooded corporate scheme, picture an accident, a moment where Tony couldn't save Peter's parents. Maybe they broke a promise that would have kept a watchful Tony over young Peter. Or perhaps it was Tony's own guilt that drove him to act as a guardian angel from the very start. Then, in a fateful turn, Peter gets bitten by a radioactive spider during an experiment linked to his father's work, igniting his superhuman abilities and giving Tony even more reason to keep him close. Remember that haunting detail in Avengers Endgame, Peter's photo in Tony's house, standing alone without the support of other heroes like Rhodey? Now, imagine the bombshell. Peter remains clueless about the true origin of that life-changing bite until Dr. Doom drops a devastating truth. What if Doom reveals that the Tony Stark Peter admires is indirectly responsible for his parents' demise? Such a revelation could shatter Peter's world, triggering an emotional meltdown. And if this turmoil gets fused with the corrupting influence of a symbiote suit, known for amplifying rage and ruthlessness, Spider-Man could transform into a dark, vengeful anti-hero. Dr. Doom would exploit this vulnerability, manipulating an impressionable Peter much like Mysterio did, steering him toward a path of destruction.
Here's my second theory. What if Dr. Doom himself engineered Spider-Man's origin? Imagine Doom opening a portal and deliberately dropping a radioactive spider near Peter, sparking a chain reaction that unravels the very fabric of the MCU. We even saw hints of similar ideas in Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. This theory suggests that the first multiversal crack wasn't just an accident. It was orchestrated by Doom to destabilize the universe. Following the logic of Spider-Verse, Peter's transformation into Spider-Man might not have been a random event at all. Instead, it could be the catalyst for a collapsing multiverse, setting the stage for Doom's grand plan. His ultimate motive?
To create a battle world where he rules a utopia without voids, a realm so orderly that even heroes might be tempted to switch sides. And here's the twist. Dr. Doom could have lured Peter with an irresistible promise. What if he could finally put an end to the tragic deaths of Aunt May and Uncle Ben, a cycle that haunts every reality? Faced with this tantalizing offer, Peter might be pushed toward a darker path. To really up the ante, imagine Doom empowering Spider-Man with a sin armor, an edgy, corrupted form reminiscent of the infamous symbiote transformation we saw in Spider-Man 3. This power-up would turn our friendly neighborhood hero into a formidable anti-hero, perfectly primed to reshape the multiverse under Doom's influence. To conclude, Spider-Man's potential turn in Avengers. Doomsday could hinge on one of these three shocking reasons. First, Dr. Doom might convince Peter that thanks to Iron Man's influence, he's lost everything that matters. By playing on Peter's emotions, Doom could offer him a chance to reclaim his lost family and friends. Second, what if, in an alternate universe, Dr. Doom actually engineered and trained Spider-Man? And third, Doom could lure Peter with a promise, a new world where his loved ones thrive. This deal could transform Spider-Man into a Winter Soldier-like enforcer, stripped of his usual chatter and driven solely by action, explaining why we might see fewer dialogues and more intense fight scenes in the film. This also sheds light on why the Russo brothers might rely on a stunt double for Spider-Man. With Tom Holland reportedly tied up with Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey, there might be no rush to reveal Peter's face until that epic, game-changing moment. Who knows? Dr. Doom's version of Spider-Man might just be convincing enough to sway even Earth 616's favorite web-slinger. What do you think? Drop your thoughts in the comments below on which theory sounds the most plausible. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more mind-blowing Marvel theories. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more epic content.